drawing that I think explains it quite well. So I like to think of it as though if this is the world of consumers, I break it into two hemispheres. The top hemisphere I call the conceptual world. And the bottom hemisphere I call the real world. The real world being where consumers spend all their time, and where often us in the business world don't spend enough time. So the first principle of design thinking is step out of the office or the lab or the factory floor, and as a team spend some time in the real world. So whilst you're there, I then break the world up again. And I break it up into a world where we analyse and a world where we create. So step one in this process, I like to start here. And it's where you get your cross-functional team to spend some time observing consumers, in the real world. So that's number one, is observing them. The next part is where we drill down and analyse and extract and distill what are the key insights from our observation. So we like to define exactly what's been going on and see what the trends are, what are the key insights, the key nuggets. So then the third step along the way is we now have the key insights. We now have a very good, deep understanding of how the consumer's feeling, what their pain points are, and now it's time to ideate. So when I say ideate, that can be rapid prototyping into physical concepts that we want to be able to show consumers. But it's more than that. It's also about storytelling. So you can reimagine a story that the consumer had in the first place when in that observation point. We see what the pain points are, then we extract what the key insights are. And it does require lateral thinking. It requires diverse groups to bring new ideas in, and you can conceptualize and create a new story that the consumer's going to understand. It's the cheapest, most rapid form of prototyping an idea, and then from there, from ideas, you then take it back to the consumers and you test it. And when you test it, it either works or it fails. And that's fine. The whole idea about design thinking is that we are actually in a mindset, and this is quite a shift when we are researching and we're continuously going back to the consumers. What we're looking for is value points, because value points are going to be the keys to success. So, assuming you've done a loop, you've told a story to a consumer, or you've shown them a rapid prototype, and there will be 99% of the time it won't be perfect. So what you're looking for is, well, what parts did work and what parts didn't work? And you absolutely want to drill down into those parts so that you can then repeat the cycle. So once you know what doesn't work, you have an observation of that. You then redefine what the issues are. You then reimagine again how to improve it. You then go back and test. If you're really lucky, you might only have to do this iterative process 2-3 times. In my experience, you have to do it many, many, many times. And sometimes they're big, giant loops, but more often than not, they're really quick little spin arounds and very cost effective and very fast. So that, in a nutshell, is design thinking taken into a process.